Around last year, I saw you say some stuff about how award shows need a category for sound engineers. So how come you feel that way? And for those people that might not know, what role does a sound engineer play in bringing a track to life?
Like, so basically, there's two types of engineers. You've got the engineer that sits in the studio, records the song. You've got someone that might vocal produce, help the artist, show them, record it that way, take your tone down here, more energetic at this part. Then you've got the mixing engineer, and you've got the mastering engineer. These are the people that make the song sound how it sounds.
Okay.
And they're overlooked. Like me, I do that all four. I base it under one umbrella, but it's four different
So it's like four little roles of what a sound engineer has to do.
Yeah, what engineer, like depends on what. Some engineers are just like, yo, I'm just a mixing engineer, or I'm just a recording engineer, or I just vocal produce, or whatever. But I do all aspects of it, but it's overlooked because people only now producers are getting recognition, which is good, but you can't forget the engineer because as much as the producer has put a lot to the song, the engineer, without the engineer, the song wouldn't be what it is. So they both need to, people need to, if you check the actual terminology of the word producer and what it means, you would understand that a lot of people are only beat makers. Yeah. They're not actually producers.
Okay, so they just make the beats, someone spits over it, the rest of it someone else does.
Yeah, so you're producing, but you're not the producer, you're not producing the song. So, but it's just education. People need to be educated into what is what, because it's only recently people are now starting to understand what everything is. So what the underground is now become overground. So now people are now finding out, that means that, or that you have to, I have to do this, or contracts and splits and all these things now. So people will get it in the long run, but it's frustrating for someone like me who knows the truth. Yeah. So
what would you say is an example of a song that, like, if it didn't have a good sound engineer working on it, that it would sound a lot? Obviously you could say there's obviously a lot of songs would fit, but is there one particular song where people can then go back and listen to it and think, right, I see what the sound engineer did there?
I can't explain. You'd have to hear both versions for you to understand. You know, because what you hear is what you know, in it. You can only go by what you've heard. So you'll have to I want to start doing not tutorials but little blogs on, because no one's really seen that side of me working. They only see the face. They don't see me working. So I'll start blogging and start showing how things sound before and after.
Before and after, okay. So they can understand.
Okay, certain songs, not even certain, most songs, you wouldn't even want to hear it if you heard it unmixed.
One thing that a lot of people know you for is Six Figure Music, but what exactly is Six Figure Music? Because you've got yourself, you've got TE, you've got a couple other artists, and it's been going for quite a while now. So explain that whole thing there, Six Figure Music.
6 FM, that's the foundation, isn't it? That's the beginning. So because I've stayed independent, it could be anything, but ideally I want it to become a label, be able to publish people, be able to distribute. So we're just building the brand at the moment, but it's basically just a movement. So it's just got producers, artists, a couple of engineers. Well, Emacs the other engineer. Emacs like me, he's an engineer and an artist. So everything that you have Emac, he mixes himself. So it's just, man, we're just a movement of musicians.
Because with Six Figure Music, it's something that a lot of people would have heard, maybe the production stamp, before a track or something.
With the tag, so when you hear the tag,
was Six Figure Music, baby.
There's an artist from Six Figure Music on the song. The song was produced by a Six Figure Music producer, or the song was mixed by me.
Okay.
So if you hear that tag, you just know that someone from the team had something to do with that song. Majority times it is me, but it
could be someone else.
It could be someone else.
Okay. So what you touched on there, you do rapping, producing, engineering, and DJing. So that's like a lot of hands and a lot of pies.
Well, present day, producing not as much as I used to, because I've got so much producers around me, so it doesn't make sense me producing. So that's like chosen. I haven't produced anything on it. Like it's like co-produced, but I mean like in terms of the backbone and everything is all everyone else. So DJing, I haven't DJed in years. Obviously I could still shut down a dance if I had to DJ, but that's something. It's like riding a bike, and it's things that once you acquire these skills, they don't leave you.
Yeah, you can't really forget them.
Yeah, you can't forget them. So, it's just, again, I just put it down to it's just being a musician. This is music. I don't really put it into a category. It's just I'm just doing the job. It's musical.
You see, with that, is it hard to maintain quality across like so many different areas? Because a lot of people, they'll just do one thing, and even that's a struggle just to kind of master that one thing.
Yeah,
so
man,
what's it like trying to do multiple things at once?
There is battles and there is struggles, but it's more how you condition your mind, isn't it? You're your own worst enemy. At the end of the day, if you portray it to yourself that it's a mountain to climb, you're gonna think it's a mountain. If you tell yourself it's easy and believe it's easy, it's gonna be easy. Okay. It's all up here, isn't it? Like I just try to block out the doubts of I can't, or I just can't do. I can. You know what I mean? Like it's just.
So it's like the mindset behind it is what makes it possible, kind of thing.
Yeah, it's just strength, no weakness. You know what I mean? Just, and you know, it is just over the years trying to, like when you got something, give it to someone. I need it done, and then people don't get things done on time, and people don't treat your work how they don't love your work as much as you love your work, innit? So if I have to spend a year to learn something that's gonna help me for 10 years, why not spend a year and just learn it rather than paying that people are taking time. It's just like anything's possible. Like you can acquire skills if you just put your mind to it, and that's my mentality in like going into the music.
So you picked up these skills like along the way.
Along the way, yeah.
Like you kind of had to.
I never set out. Oh, I'm going to be an engineer.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to be a producer. I'm going to be a rapper. I'm going to open a studio. I'm going to run a studio. I'm going to run the label. You know, it wasn't that. It's just, I need beats. Yo, I better give you some beats. 2 weeks before the beats come. Alright, cool. In them 2 weeks, cool. I want to learn how to make beats. So you learn how to make beats, you find out who's hot, you go link them, you learn, you sit like, you want a song mixed, engineers taking long. I know I take long, but that's because now I've got so much work, it's like I can't, I'm not a robot. But at the time where it wasn't like that, so people just don't, not saying that they should rate me and should jump at me, but it's like I want to be treated like you care. So if you don't care, I'll leave you to do you, and
I'll just pick up the skills myself.
Do it myself. I'm a sponge. I just got to show me once. That's it.
Yeah.
I was soaking it up. You get me?
One thing that you're known for as well is your work with Stormzy.
Yeah.
So you had a couple tracks with him, like you had No Title with T as well.
Yeah.
But then you worked on Shut Up, his track as well.
Yeah.
So what's your involvement on that track?
So Shut Up is just mix and master, recorded mix and master. So obviously when he done it live in the park, so that audio that you're hearing is from the park. So when he had to release the actual song, the studio version, obviously
that's where you come in,
and then recorded it, and obviously I've sampled in the crowd, you know, when they state your name.
Alright.
State your name, cuz.
Stormzy, innit?
And what we doing today?
Rapping, innit?
Yeah?
Fucking rapping, innit?
Yeah? Fire in the park.
I've sampled that from the YouTube video into the audio mix, so it sounds like he's at the park. And obviously mixed it that way, just to give you that same feeling.
Okay, so what I was saying earlier, I was like, could you give an example then? If someone listened to like the YouTube version and then the streaming version, you'll see the difference then what the engineer does.
Yeah,
okay.
definitely a difference. But then that's not only down to me, that's because of the microphone that's on the camera is not as good as the microphone in my studio. So it's other factors as well, not just the engineer, but it'd be better if you recorded it with me and then recorded it elsewhere. Then you're gonna get a good example of a fair test.
So how did you first like get into start working with Stormzy?
So he came down when they did Don't Waste Time, Don't Waste My Time remix. So that's when I met him, and then after he came back, it was a Justin Bieber cover, like a girl song. That's the first song we done, and EMAC recorded that and mixed it. But I was just in the session, and then after we did Not That Deep, and then after that, that's when the other songs, the Drake cover, 0 to 100. And my ad-libs in the back, you hear my voice doing ad-libs in the back of it and stuff like that. That's like those songs, those mixes, you can hear that things I've done in there. And then obviously after that, Scary and
so you handled quite a lot, like you.
I did all the recording mixing, the early stuff. Only up until this recent, Gang Signs and Prayer. That's the only thing I didn't work on. Obviously, Shut Up was on there, but they just used my version of Shut Up, but everything else was done elsewhere.
Another big track that you worked on was Shutdown by Skepta. So talk a bit more about how you helped that track come to life.
Yeah, I just got a phone call from my bro, shout Rasai. He's called me one day, I was in the middle of another session, and he's just like, yo, we got Skepta in the studio, recording a song, can you get down there to mix it? I said, yeah, cool. Obviously, it was a Skepta, I cancelled my session that I was in, flew down there, and then he wasn't there at the time when I got there on the first day, but he had recorded his first verse, and then I was mixing it, then I think I went home, and then the next day, I was talking to him on FaceTime, that was it. He was telling me what he wanted done on the song on the first day, because he was in the studio with Kanye that day, I remember. And then the next day, the following day, I've gone back there to finish it off. He's done his second verse, and the skit.
A bunch of young men, all dressed in black, dancing extremely aggressively on stage. It made me feel so intimidated, and it's just not what I expect to see on primetime TV.
Yeah. So that was on there, and then obviously I had to mix that and make it sound like it's on the phone and all that stuff, like just give it that effects and whatnot. But yeah, that's when I mixed it. He was in that day, and then we mixed it, finished it, and we was just there like, yo, this is a hit, like, it's hard. And then it's like the very next day after that, Kanye had all of them out on the stage at the Brits, and then the song got released, I think, the day after that, and it was just
a mad process.
It just went crazy.
When you made it then, like when you finished like making the track, did you, because obviously now it's like an iconic track, there's no two ways about it, but did you know back then it was gonna have like that kind of effect, like it would become that big and that much of an anthem?
Right, I didn't, but Skepta did. It's mad because we was in the session. I remember when we finished it and it was vibes. We listened to it about 4 times, over and over and over. And then that was the first time I met him, innit? And then he was like, I remember him saying it. I'll never forget it. He goes, he ain't felt like this since Wiley made Ice Rink. And obviously, I used to listen to Grime. I knew when Ice Rink came out, I was a teenager. I was in high school. And then I knew what Skepta had done after Ice Rink. So for him to say he's never felt like so pumped about music since Wiley made Ice Rink, it made me feel like, yo, that means you proper feel this song. So then it's like, but to me, I was just doing what I normally do. Like I didn't feel like, oh, it was like, yeah, sick. I got a Skepta joint. But it wasn't like, I didn't feel like, oh, this is gonna change UK music.
Another big artist that you've worked with quite a lot actually is C Biz.
Yeah,
so how'd that relationship come about?
We got mutuals, innit? We've got mutuals. I got family members that are over there. That's cool with him. And yeah, it's just from the same ends, innit? It's from Northwest, I'm from Northwest. So you're gonna cross paths, innit? And whatnot. Like I knew a lot of the people around him, but when I met them, knew the people around him, he was in jail. So I didn't know him like that. When he come out, obviously he's come out and he's around, man. And then he come studio.
What was the first track you guys made together?
I can't remember. He probably didn't even come out. I got a track on all of his tapes.
Okay.
He's got a track on all of my tapes.
Okay. So with C Biz, as someone that's close to him, I was thinking like, he's someone that occupies, I would say, like an interesting position in the music game, because he's got an ability to make these big songs and he's got like a lot there, but then there's also these other kind of non-music issues. So like,
yeah, man.
What do you think, like, the question I'm asking is that how far are you with this, especially in the era now where people are like charting and touring and this and that, like how far you think C Biz can go with this music, with all things considered?
I think that he can, man, because at the end of the day, you're innocent until proven guilty, innit? Number one. So he's out, he's on the road, like he's innocent. Like as much as people wanna throw like shade or bad publicity on him, there's nothing that's been proven. So that's just that on that side. In terms of his capability, he's definitely capable of doing it, and I feel like he would do it. It's just timing, innit? Things happen, things have set him back. It's only time can heal certain things, innit? And as long as he just works, and which he is, and what he is, yeah, he'll be alright, man. I'm not worried about his career or if it's gonna go or not. I've seen him work. I've worked with him. I know how he works.
Six, I go hard for the scene. Six, I go hard with the beats. Six, I go hard with them bricks. Hit a nigga with the hits.
So moving on to Chosen then. What was the message behind that tape there? That's quite like the title leaves quite a lot of room for interpretation in terms of like what it means and that. So what's the message you're putting out with Chosen?
Chosen is just like, people hear my name and they think producer, they think engineer. I had a lot of doubt in the early stages from people as me as a rapper or artist. To me, I took it the wrong way because I knew how good I was, how good I've been, but my friends knew, but the fans didn't. Because I wouldn't put out the music, if that makes sense. I wouldn't do bare videos, I wouldn't try and go like be an artist. So, but then I would always know that I'm good. So when people were like, when I used to read certain comments or hear certain things, it used to like upset me. But now it's just like I've learned patience and confidence over the years. So I'm confident in my ability. But when it comes to like the Chosen, it's like, as much as you may think, or as much as things happen, everything that's happened to me in my life's a movie, so bare shit happens. When things happen, I always end up back in the studio.
So no matter what,
I don't even want to go into things and start going into things where I'll leave that for a whole another time. But yeah, things have happened, innit? A lot of things have happened, and every time I just end up back in the lab, innit?
So no matter what happens, you're always getting drawn
Yeah.
back to music in
Drawn
like
back to
some
music.
capacity.
So it's like, yeah, so I just feel like, man, it's what I've been chosen to do, innit? Like, as much as they'll try and block or whatever, I'm gonna be here, innit? Like, my studio, this whole building is built off just me and my friends. It's like, there's no one behind us. It's all like, we just put our heads together and do it. So it's like, that if that's not someone that's chosen, I don't know what is.
On the project as well, you got a couple big names on there, but then you've also got, I would say, quite a few like names that people might not have heard too much from.
Yeah.
So what was the thinking behind that?
Yeah, I don't. Status has never been something that bothers me, innit? I'm not fazed about status or who's big, who's this, about the musical capabilities. A lot of men do this clout chasing thing where it's like, oh, I can only work with my man because he's gonna bring me whatever. But it's cool. I get that. That works as well. But that's if you ain't got talent, innit? Like, I'm not bothered about a name. It's the music. Like, when you go back in 10 years' time and come back to my music, I want you to be like, you know what? This guy knew what he was doing. Like, that's what gives me joy and gives me peace of mind, innit? Not what I'm not today, like what's happening today. That will come. Like, my 15 minutes of fame will come. That's inevitable. You get me? So I'm not gonna chase it. I'm just gonna focus on mastering my craft. Just getting that mastered. Because they are like, I put myself up there with people like Timbaland, Dr. Dre, Pharrell. Like, that's who I want to be.
Yeah.
I don't care about anything under that. Like, that's, so I'm not gonna ever. You're never gonna see me chasing that, because that's like, my aim is up there. So people might look like I'm trying to climb the steepest mountain, but I know why I'm doing it and what the reason why I'm doing it.
It's just like you got your eyes on first prize, nothing else.
Yeah,
like.
man. It's just I'm shoot for the
stars and you'll land on the moon.
You land by the moon or whatever. Yeah.
So we'll expect to see you on the moon soon then.
Soon.
Yeah?
Soon.
Say nothing. Alright then, cool. So finally, what does the future hold for yourself and everything you're doing with music?
Right now, we're trying to expand, innit? I'm trying to bring a lot of my friends are musical. A lot of people that I've been rolling with on the day to day, and like my friends, they're very musical. They just don't know where they fit in this industry, and I'm just trying to create a movement or platform, or I don't even know what I'm trying to create. I'm just trying to create something where it's opportunities for all my friends to do, whether it's management, whether it's media like here, whether it's A&R in, whatever they can fit in this industry. I'm trying to build up that, because I feel like a lot of my friends have good ears for music. Being around good music so long, you're gonna acquire it. So there's no point in them doing their 9 to 5s or whatever they're doing. They might as well come over here if it helps me as well. Why not? So that's the aim. We're just expanding. I'm gonna carry on everything you see me do. I'm gonna carry on mixing. I'm gonna be mixing people's stuff. I'm gonna be doing my own stuff. I'm gonna be working with the guys on my team. I'm gonna be nurturing artists. I'm gonna be trying to sign artists. Obviously, Maz has been signed. I'm trying to get Chris signed. I'm trying to get my other producers signed. So I'm gonna be just doing what I've been doing, just hands in every pot, just working.